Hello students, we are studying hydrocarbons chapter. In this chapter we are discussing the topic of alkenes. Now students, under this topic we have already studied methods of preparation of alkenes. I hope you all have practiced all the examples that were explained in the previous videos. Okay. Now in this video we will be starting with chemical properties of alkenes. So students, chemical properties of alkenes. In this, what we are going to do is we will use our alkenes in order to obtain some new products. Alright. Now before I begin, you all should know that alkenes are more reactive than alkanes due to presence of pi electrons. Students, what are pi electrons? Now between carbon and carbon there is a double bond. Alright, that compound is known as an alkene. The first bond is known as sigma bond, and the second, the double bond that is there, it is known as pi bond. Students, both of these bonds are covalent bonds which have been formed due to sharing of electrons. Okay, fine. So the electrons which make the sigma bond, they are known as sigma electrons, and the electrons which make the pi bond, they are known as pi electrons. Okay, so in alkanes we have only sigma bonds, like there is no double bond, there are no pi bonds or pi electrons, but in alkenes we have pi electrons, which makes alkenes more reactive than alkanes. Why, students? Because the pi electrons which are there, okay, the pi electrons, they can be easily removed or they can be easily added. You know, like working with pi electrons is more easy, okay. And that is the reason alkenes are more reactive than alkanes. And so our alkenes undergo electrophilic addition reactions. Students, you all know what addition reactions are, and you all also know the meaning of the word electrophilic. We have already discussed in the previous chapter what are electrophiles, nucleophiles, what is an electrophilic center, nucleophilic center, what is an electrophilic attack, nucleophilic attack, okay. So students, what happens in electrophilic addition reaction is that electrophile is something that is electron deficient, which is something that is electron loving in nature. So here an electrophile, in electrophilic addition, an electrophile will attack our substrate, and in this case our substrate is an alkene, okay. So students, let's begin with the first chemical property. Now students, the first chemical property, this reaction you all have already studied in the alkanes part. It is addition of dihydrogen. Students, dihydrogen means H2. Okay, fine. Addition of dihydrogen, or it is also known as hydrogenation. Again, what is the meaning of hydrogenation? It means addition of hydrogen, that is H2. Now students, we will take up alkene. Now the reaction that I have written over here, it is a general format, okay. See, you all can see I have just shown C double bond C, and then there are vacant bonds. So in place of that vacant bonds, there can be anything depending on what alkene we are taking, okay. So this is the general reaction. We are adding H2 to this alkene in presence of any one of the catalysts. Students, we have seen this in methods of preparation of alkanes, okay. The very first method of preparation from unsaturated hydrocarbons, where we do hydrogenation of alkenes and alkynes. Alright, fine. So the catalyst, we can either use platinum or palladium at room temperature or nickel at high temperature and high pressure. You all can use any one of the catalyst. You all already know this reaction, still I'll just explain quickly what is going to happen. So the double bond will break, students, okay. The double bond breaks. So now both the carbon atoms will have 1,1 valency less. Now to satisfy this 1,1 valency, we will add H atoms, and that is how you obtain an alkane. Okay, fine. So this is the first chemical property. This is something you all have already studied in methods of preparation of an alkane. Okay, fine. So this is the same reaction. So students, what you all can do is you all can just note down the title and note down the general format. I am not giving any examples for this chemical property because you all have already solved examples for the same topic. Now since you all are writing down notes for alkenes, what you all can do is just write the title and write the general format. Okay, fine. That is more than enough. Students, let's move on to the second chemical property, that is addition of halogens, or this reaction is also known as halogenation. Okay, fine. Students, dehalogenation means removal of halogen. We have already seen dehalogenation of vicinal dihalides in methods of preparation of alkenes. If you all remember, just in the previous video, I guess, when we were studying how to prepare alkenes. So in that we have seen how we can obtain alkenes from vicinal dihalide. Vicinal dihalide is a dihalide where both the halogen atoms are on adjacent carbon atoms. Okay, so we have to remove both the halogens. So that process was dehalogenation. Now students, here what we are going to do is we are doing halogenation, that is we are adding halogen H2 in our alkene. Okay, we will be adding halogen in presence of CCl4 at room temperature. Students, what is CCl4? CCl4 is nothing but your tetrachloromethane. So this CCl4 is my catalyst at room temperature. Students, one very important thing to note is that no matter what halogen you all are taking, for example if you all are taking Cl2 or Br2, the catalyst is going to remain CCl4 only. Okay, please do not assume that when we take Cl2 then only the catalyst will be CCl4, and when we add Br2 the catalyst is going to be something different. It is not like that. When we are doing halogenation or when we are doing addition of halogens, no matter what the halogen is, the catalyst is going to be CCl4 at room temperature. Okay, fine. Students, the reaction is very simple. We'll break this double bond, we'll break this pi bond. Okay, so what will happen? Both the carbon atoms, they have 1 valency less, and you all can see there are 2 halogen atoms present over here. So on each carbon there will be 1 halogen atom attached. Students, you all can see this compound is familiar, right? This is nothing but your vicinal dihalide. Okay, so students, in methods of preparation of alkenes, we have seen how to obtain alkene from vicinal dihalide. So we reacted it with zinc and all. Okay, so that method of preparation is different, and here we are seeing how to obtain vicinal dihalide from alkenes. Okay, fine. The reaction is very simple. So this is the general format, students. Now students, in this halogenation reaction, you all have to make a note of one thing, that is iodine generally fails to react. Okay, so when you conduct this reaction using iodine, it is not possible. Okay, iodine does not show this reaction. So when I am talking about H2, I am just using either Cl2 or Br2. Fluorine, anyways we do not study reactions that involve fluorine, right? Okay, so out of chlorine, bromine, iodine, for addition of halogen, that is formation of vicinal dihalide from alkenes, we will be only using Cl2 or Br2 depending upon the question. If it is your choice, then you can use either Cl2 or Br2. But students, that is the thing, when it is your choice, like when they have asked you all to write the reaction or your own, then for this particular reaction please do not choose iodine, because iodine does not react. Okay, fine, choose either chlorine or bromine. Okay, so students, under this topic what we'll do is first we'll see chlorination. Now I am not going to explain examples to you all. I think so by now you all are familiar with how to solve examples, okay, referring to the general format. So here I'll just give you all the name of the reactants, okay, and I want you all to write the complete reaction along with name of the products, okay, a name of each and every compound present in the reaction, and the catalyst is going to remain CCl4 at room temperature. Without fail, mention the catalyst. Okay, fine. So students, I want you all to solve 2 examples under chlorination. It is obvious because we are doing chlorination, we will add Cl2. So first take ethene, add Cl2, use this catalyst and obtain the product that is there. Write down name of each and every compound in the reaction. Secondly, take propene, add Cl2, in presence of same catalyst, obtain the compound. Okay, so I think so students, you all can solve this on your own. Okay, so please complete these 2 examples. So students, the next category will be bromination. Okay, now obviously the reaction is same. Okay, the reaction is same, but there is one thing that you all should know about bromination. First, let us discuss one example. For example, if I take propene. Okay students, so as you all can see, in propene I have added Br2, okay, bromination, so I'll add Br2. Catalyst will be same, CCl4 at room temperature. What is going to happen? This double bond will break. So if the double bond breaks, students, both these carbon atoms, they'll have 1 valency less, which will be satisfied by the 2 Br atoms which are present. Okay, and if I write the IUPAC name for this compound, it is going to be 1,2 dibromopropane. Okay, so students, the reaction is same. Alright, one thing to be noted over here is that the Br2 which we add, okay, it is red brown in color. It has a reddish brown color. Okay, this Br2 has a reddish brown color. Okay, and the product that is formed, the vicinal dihalide or the vicinal dibromide that is formed after bromination, it is colorless. I don't have space here below this, so I'll just write it over here. So this product that is formed, it is colorless in nature. Okay, fine. So when I talk about bromination of an alkene, so the Br2, so students, suppose if you all are performing this reaction in the laboratory, so you all have taken propene and you all add reddish brown bromine into it. After the reaction is completed, you all will get this product. You all will get inside the test tube, you all will get 1,2 dibromopropane. But the thing is that the reddish brown color has now disappeared. Okay, like the reddish brown color of bromine disappears and the solution, the product that you get is colorless. Now why this is an important factor? So students, here you all have to make a note of one thing which is a very important point, that addition of Br2 is a useful test for detection of C double bond C in unknown compounds. Okay, so students, if I give you all a test tube and inside there is some compound, but you all don't know what the compound is exactly. So what you all can do is you all can add, like if you all want to identify whether the compound is an alkene or not, so inside that test tube you all can add the reddish brown Br2. And if it is an alkene, it will react and it will form vicinal dihalide, which will be colorless. Okay, fine. So the disappearing reddish brown color will indicate that the compound present in the test tube was an alkene. If the reddish brown color remains the same, it means that it is some other compound. Okay, so students, such identification tests are used, okay, in laboratories. Red brown color of Br2 rapidly disappears in the CCl4 solution. Students, we are using CCl4 as the catalyst, right? So we have our main compound alkene along with CCl4. CCl4, that is tetrachloromethane, is also known as carbon tetrachloride. Students, carbon tetrachloride is its trivial name, okay, and tetrachloromethane is its IUPAC name. So while writing the explanation, you all can mention the name of CCl4, you all can write the IUPAC or trivial or common name, that is okay. So red brown color of Br2 rapidly disappears in CCl4 solution if a C double bond C is present in the compound. So if in the unknown compound along with the CCl4 solution inside a test tube, if I add reddish brown Br2 in it, and if that compound is an alkene, then the reddish brown color will disappear and turn colorless. If that compound is not an alkene, then the color will remain as it is. Okay, so it is like an identification test. So students, I hope you all have understood bromination. Now this was the first example. Students, for bromination, I want you all to solve one more example, that is for butene. So add Br2 in butene and obtain the product. So students, this was the second chemical property, halogenation. The remaining we'll continue in the next video. Thank you.